She didn't specify what court he's on right now, but that was the future Speaker of the House, perhaps, Nancy Pelosi. Rochelle Ritchie is a former press secretary for the House Democrats, and she joins us tonight. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker. Thanks for having me.
So, look, I know you've got a position on this, but do you really think it's wise to create a system where even if you lose your effort to stop someone from getting onto a court, that you will impeach him once he gets on the court?
Well, look, I think that there's a lot of hypocrisy right now coming from conservatives. And the reason why I say that is because they are literally outraged right now and pushing to have Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein fired for unsubstantiated comments. And yet they religiously stand behind Judge Brett Kavanaugh. So I'm
not sure I'm tracking your logic. What do you mean? Fired for unsubstantiated comments? Which
The comments about recording Donald Trump.
Well, for whatever it's worth, I'm not calling for Rosenstein to be fired.
You're not, but there are 11.
People don't like Rod Rosenstein, but it would be a little weird if Republicans said, well, Rod Rosenstein should be, I don't know if he could be impeached, but impeached?
Fired.
Yeah,
fired. And you have 11 Republicans right now pushing for that. But I think that we do have to listen and understand what Pelosi is saying. If this man is not qualified because of his temperament to be a Supreme Court justice, then why will we not question whether or not he should be on the Supreme Court?
I don't know. I think it's totally fair to question whether he should be on the Supreme Court. But that's not what she's saying. Well, of course. I mean, I believe in questions. I do it for a living. It's the left that's always denouncing me for asking obvious questions. But let me just ask you this.
I'm not denouncing you.
Well, here is an obvious question. On what grounds would he be impeached, removed from the bench? What would be the argument? What would be the crime?
Well, I think that with anyone, well, see, there is no crime. And see, I think that's the problem that's happening with conservatives is that they're looking at this as a criminal trial.
Oh, but hold on, wait. No. But doesn't impeachment by definition requires a crime, I believe? So impeachment is a process of putting someone on trial and removing him by the Congress.
I think that what they're saying is it's going to depend on what comes out of the FBI investigation, obviously. If there is an FBI investigation, which I don't think this is a criminal investigation.
It's not.
And that's why I was saying this is not a trial. There's no jury, judge, prosecutor, or public defender.
Right,
this is about character references.
Sure.
And if those references don't pan out, just like with anyone else in the United States, you don't get hired, or as Trump says, you get fired.
Okay, I get it, but that's not what Pelosi's arguing. And it may be that Nancy Pelosi doesn't understand the system. She seemed odd in that clip, I will say. Well,
I think she understands the system.
Impeachment, I believe, requires a crime. She said if he lied under oath, what would he have lied about? And how would we know that? I mean, what is she talking about, actually?
Well, he could have lied about sexually assaulting Dr. Ford. He could have lied about...
And that can be proved how?
We'll have to see what comes out of the FBI investigation.
Do you think so he said that he didn't drink that much in high school and college, and Democrats seem very eager to prove that he did. Are you comfortable with that as a line of argument? That 37 years after the fact, sitting United States senators could make it their single-minded focus to show that you drank more beer than you said you did? Or does that degrade our system a little bit to have a conversation that stupid?
Well, I don't think that it's a stupid conversation. I think it's a very serious conversation because we are talking about sexual assault. And those comments have been backed up by college peers of his that he went to at Yale University.
So the standard is, and they're not claiming that he
had one woman call him a sloppy drunk.
Okay, that's great. This is the party of Ted Kennedy saying that if you drink too much, you're not suited for high office? Is that the argument they're making?
No, the argument is that if you are accused of sexual assault, then you are not fit to sit on the Supreme Court.
And that's a fine standard, but they're not making that argument. They're saying his friends from college say he drank too much.
I don't think that is necessarily the complete argument, Tucker. I think that's part of it as far as the character.
No one from college has said that he sexually assaulted anybody. I haven't seen even that allegation.
But we do have an allegation that's coming from Dr. Ford right now, and we have to let the FBI do their investigation to get to the bottom of it.
And it's going to take a couple years, apparently, according to Senate Democrats, to get that done.
A couple of years?
I don't know. It was supposed to take a week. It's all such a scam. Thank you very much, Rochelle, for joining us.
Thank you, Tucker.